It's the Melbourne Caravan and Camping Leisurefest for the latest and greatest of everything.
Let's get going. Start here, go anywhere.
G'day folks, please welcome to the stage from Australia's favourite adventure show, Jase Andrews from All for Adventure. Take it away, Jase.
Come on guys, let's get excited, eh? Hello Melbourne. Hello. What's happening? Besides the weather. I was up here earlier and I was lucky to be on the stage actually because it was raining. And then a couple of minutes later it wasn't. And then it was raining again after that. So yeah, they reckon everyone goes, welcome to Melbourne. So, g'day Melbourne, how's going? Come on, you can do better than that. G'day Melbourne. Oh, there you go. Yes. There we go. All right, guys, so I've been coming down to Melbourne. This is the second time I've come to Melbourne this year. Is it second? Third. It's the third time. Three times I've come to Melbourne this year. Now, I normally don't come here very often at all, so you're lucky that I'm come down here. And this is the first time I've come to this big caravan show. How cool is it? It's not bad. I look down that aisle there, down that road, and it's just Caravan City. Who's bought a caravan? No one. Oh, one of yous. That's it. Well, the rest of you suck then. This is a caravan show. You're supposed to come here and get a caravan. Seriously, I think the guy up there is selling one. You buy one, you get one free. So the one up there, I don't know which one, but see if you can find that guy because that's a good deal, I reckon. Don't you think? Buy one, get one free? Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, caravan show it is. There's no doubt about it. There's caravans everywhere. I've never seen so many in my life. Now, except when I went to the Kimberley. Oh, and then I went to Cape York. Mate, there were miles of you. You were everywhere up there. Who's a grey nomad? Oh, come on. Stop lying, mate. You're definitely a grey nomad. Come on. There you go. See? I don't think I cut for a grey nomad just yet. Maybe another 10 years I might be a grey nomad. Simon's a grey nomad. Did you know that? He's definitely a grey nomad. Yeah, so anyway, we've been out filming season 15 of All for Adventure. You know, we've been doing it for 16 years. Can you believe that? Who's been watching for 16 years? You poor bastard. Yeah, I know. People come over to me and go, mate, I've been watching you for 16 years. Oh, sorry to hear that, buddy. Anyway, yeah, he doesn't mind. So yeah, we've been doing it for 16 years now. Like that's a bloody long time to be in front of the camera, I'll tell you now. All right? And doing it tough. Like we get in there and we get amongst it. Who reckons All for Adventure is the #1 show on telly? Oh, don't lie, you like The Voice. I've seen you watching it. That and the other one, what, My House Rules or My Kitchen, something like that. No, look, we've been doing really well on TV, and there's no doubt about it. All for Adventure is that, it's that Aussie, all for, you know, it's an adventure show, and we don't just get out there and drive around in four-wheel drives. We try and do a little bit of everything, and that was my motto from the start of All for Adventure. I always wanted to it wasn't just about driving around in a four-wheel drive. It was about the whole adventure. It was about, you know, going to those remote locations and fishing and you know, just exploring this awesome country of ours. And I know you guys, that's why a lot of you guys are here, because you want to get out there and get out on the road. Is that right? Yeah? Yeah, no, I actually get withdrawals. I'll go out, film a season, and I'll be like glad to get home and see the missus and the kids, and you know, and then a month later I'm like shaking. It's like, oh, I got to get back out there. And then I'll look at some stuff on, you know, I'll look at some bits and pieces, or I'll look at a couple of photos of when we were away last, and I'm like, damn, I wish I was back out there. So yeah, that's the sort of bug that I've had for the last 30 years actually, ever since I started going travelling. But in the last 16 years, I really try and get to those remote areas. And this season 15 has been next level. We went to a place in the Kimberley. Who's been to the Kimberley? Yeah, a few of you's there. Obviously, you would have rolled down the Gib River Road like everyone else. Yep. Done the Gib. Yeah, that's the one. That's a bone-rattling, teeth-dropping, false teeth fall-out type track, isn't it? Yes. And this year, who was on the Kimberley this year? Anyone in the Kimberley this year? No? Because it was shut. That Gib River Road was shut, I think, which was very rare in the dry season. It was shut because of flooding. How cool's that? That's like just never heard of in the dry season. There was 3 or 4 rivers that you couldn't cross. You couldn't cross for like almost over a week. And we actually got trapped. We got trapped in the Kimberley filming season, season 15. We actually travelled on this track, one of the toughest tracks we'd ever driven on. And we travelled along that track, and it was 400 Ks, and it took us 10 days. Anyway, we got to the last crossing, about 60 Ks out of where we, out of Columbaroo it was called, 60 Ks out of there, and basically the last river we had to cross, it was flooded, and we were stuck there for 5 days on the side of the river with our gear. So we set up a base camp. Anyway, the supplies were starting to get a little bit thin because we just travelled 10 days on this track. Now, that means if you're doing 400 Ks over 10 days, it's only about 30, 40 Ks a day, which isn't a lot. That's about the equivalent of you guys going to and from work every day, isn't it? It would take about the same time, 8 hours to travel 30 Ks here in the traffic. That's about right? Well, that was like that, but only there was no traffic. All right, so it was a slow-going track, and we spent 10 days on it. Anyway, we're sitting there, we're at the side of the river, and the supplies are starting to get down a bit. Now, I don't know about you, but if you guys know Simon, he likes his food. He likes a bit of a chew, right? Yeah. And, when the supplies start getting low, he starts getting worried. Well, he doesn't get worried. We get worried. The rest of us get worried because you don't know what could happen. He doesn't go without food, coffee, or honey, mate, I'll tell you now. So we come up with a plan. I've got a brilliant plan. I see some 44-gallon drums down the track, about 50 Ks back that way. I seen them on the side of the track. And I thought, why don't we go and grab those 44-gallon drums, and that buggy, that side-by-side we had on the back of the trailer, why don't we strap it to the buggy, and we'll float across the river, and we'll get we'll go into town. And it's like, brilliant idea. Let's give that a crack. So, yeah, we had a bit of a crack, and we eventually were able to get that side-by-side across the river. It was nearly a disaster, but we got it across, floated it across, and then we drove the 60 Ks into town. I actually rang the coppers up. I rang the coppers up so I could get a bit of an assistance because I know that in Columbaroo, the service station, or where you get fuel, only opens twice a week. All right? And if you miss out on, if you're not there when they're not open, mate, it's all over. They don't open up for anyone, right? And we only had a small window because if we drove into town, we were using the last bit of fuel we had. So if we'd have drove into town and there was no fuel, we weren't able to get back to camp. It was 60-odd Ks in. So we decided to ring the coppers. So I rang the cops up, and, mate, you should have seen it got laid on for us. Not only did they open the shop up for us, they opened up the supermarket as well, and they even escorted us into town. Like they just laid it all on for us. So we were able to get assistance from the locals there, and we got some groceries, and we ended up getting some fuel, and we were able to survive without any anarchy there on the side of the river for 5 days. Now, I don't know whether you went to the Sydney, whether you're in Sydney for there was a 4x4 show in Sydney. We actually did a live cross from the side of the river there where we were stranded. So I thought that was pretty cool. I think that was the first time in I'm not gonna say it exactly, but I reckon maybe it was the first time in history that someone such a remote area, that's so remote, trapped on the side of the river, was able to live cross to a show. So I thought that was pretty good. And everyone kept asking me what the hell we were doing it. So I had a little bit of fancy technology on my truck when I built it. But anyway, that was season 15, right? So that's going to come on telly very shortly. I had someone bail me up just before, wanted to know why I wasn't doing any more trips. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, I haven't seen you. There's nothing on TV. I said, well, it's coming. It's coming soon. So basically, the end of November, start of December, you'll see it on Channel 10, season 15 of All for Adventure, all right, in which I'm going to show you a few clips. I'm going to give you a bit of a show shortly at the end of this little talk. I'll show you the clips of season 15 and what we got up to. But last season on All for Adventure, and I don't know whether you watched it, we got up some cool stuff in Cape York and down here at your next door neighbours, a little island down here. Has anyone been to it? It's just a little island on the bottom of Australia. Yeah, Tasmania. Yeah, we went to that place. Not sure whether I'm in a hurry to go back there again. It's worse than this place. It's raining and then it's not, and then it's rain. It can't decide. Then it's cold, then it's hot, then it's cold. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird joint, but I tell you what, very, very adventurous. Here we go. Have a look at this, what we got up to.
Are your Sunday arvos in need of some calm cruising through the countryside?
Very deep, very deep. Yeah, don't go left, don't go left.
All for Adventures, Jase and Simon can do just that.
Get me out of here, boys. Water's coming in.
Water's on, flat out. Going in. Come on, Maxie. Put me down.
Kyle the Copper from WA has joined in for this trip.
He's never been to Queensland before.
Never been to Queensland. I've never been up to Cape. It's been on my list forever and I'm pumped.
The team chuck in some idyllic beaches to swim at.
Look at that, boys, on the beach.
Oh, little Cape York crocodile.
Yeah, let's go for a swim, eh?
Yeah.
Join them on some classic fishing missions.
Yeah, that's a good size, that one. Have a look at that cracker.
Look at you, baby.
There's one bigger than yours.
I think about the same.
Oh yeah, Swampy the Hilux gets dragged out of the shed for this trip.
Why aren't I getting bogged? I'm not really sure.
Don't you speak too soon.
Am I not in the mud?
You gotta love Swampy, don't you? We should be all driving around in Swampies out here.
The team was trusted with an amazing history assignment.
The World War II history right there.
Returning a piece of the past to the Torres Strait.
There you go. So that's a 50 cal bullet. That is probably the most intact bullet that I've ever seen.
Some stranded travellers get the All for Adventure roadside assistance package.
Thank you. No worries, bud. Thanks, bud.
Also, remember to never whinge about the heat.
Mate, how good has Cape York been this trip? It's been absolutely awesome.
It has been bloody awesome, and I don't know about you guys, I'm a little bit over the heat. Oh, I think I'm getting old and soft.
My aircon, mate. My aircon has been flat out this whole trip.
You guys have been barking about the heat all trip.
I know.
Oh, I'll tell you what. I reckon I could fix that. Is that cold enough for you?
Holy crap! That's well and truly cold enough.
Mate, I think we're going to have to go to the shops and get some warm clothes.
A cool change is just what the team needed.
Oh! Simo, you just took out a child.
And do you remember Sir Roll-A-Lot?
I say shouldn't be here. The amount of stuff I've rolled is not good.
Why doesn't that surprise me?
I rolled 2 tractors, 2 Land Cruisers, countless friggin' quad bikes.
Well, Sir Roll-A-Lot is back, and yep, he's on a roll.
Man down, man down. Oh, what are you doing? Hang on there, doggy, we're still good?
No, holy sh...
Woo!
Yeah.
That was like this close to the whole program going boom.
We go next level on the old grey Nomad to-do list.
No. Seconds away from disaster.
Tasmania's wild west coast does not disappoint.
You up for a swim? Sun's out?
Join Jase and Simon for this midwinter run.
Oh, that is icy Southern Ocean. Sun's not even really out, is it?
All for Adventure's new series, Torres to Tassie.
So who watched that one? That wasn't too bad, was it? You know, Tasmania, she's a bit of a wild place. And when we're down there, I didn't realise this, only because I don't go south that often. But I didn't realise, but I actually was there in the middle of the wet season. Does that sound about right to you guys? The middle of winter is the wet season here? Yeah? Well, there's plenty of water in Tasmania, like really wet apparently. And yeah, I didn't realise that, yeah, we were in the full-blown wet season. So we'd come from Cape York, which was the dry season. Mind you, it was a lot wetter this year because you can see where the flooded river crossings. So it's been a little bit weird. And that's why season 15 of All for Adventure, I can't believe it, we were in the dry season up north and I'd never seen so much rain. Like, I'd never seen the fact that there was 4 rivers being cut off on the Gibb River Road in the middle of the dry season. And then we went right across through the Gulf and over to Cape York. And we're in Cape York and it's like August now and it's raining in Cairns. It's raining in the Daintree. So I couldn't believe it, which at the end of the day, when you've got, when you get a little bit of rain on the tracks and you're out there, I'll tell you what, it does make for some interesting content. So having said that, having all that rain and flooded rivers makes some really cool content. So this year, the season 15 is going to be an absolute cracker, and we built 3 brand new trucks. 3 brand new trucks for the season. It was a new D-Max, a brand new D-Max for Simon. We had a Chevy, the ZR2 Chevy, a 6.2 litre V8 Chevy, which was a bit of a weapon too. And then also a 300 conversion, so 300 series Land Cruiser conversion. And a lot of people are asking me about the 300, what I think about the 300, because a lot of people are sort of worried about the whole, you know, going from the V8 200 to the V6, twin-turbo V6 that sounds like I don't know what it sounds like. Doesn't really sound like much at all. I think it sounds like a wet fart. But anyway, the 300 doesn't sound real good, but I'll tell you what, it's got some serious grunt. So I was very impressed with the 300 this year. So if you're looking at buying a 300, by the way, I'm not sponsored by Toyota. I just want to give you some feedback on it. The 300 is actually a bit of a cracker of a truck. So in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to do another YouTube video on my wagon, the 300 wagon I've got, and I'm going to see if I can get some horsepower into it. Apparently, they reckon you can wind them right up, and they absolutely hammer. So we'll see what happens with that wagon of mine, see whether it blows up or not. That will be very interesting. So, yeah, we built 3 new trucks. So if you get a chance, jump over to YouTube, our YouTube channel, and you'll see the build video, because it's a really good way. Between that and the website, you can actually see every little piece of equipment that we put on our vehicles, and that sort of gives you some ideas, because I had a few people come up to me going, oh, so what do you put on this one? What do you put on? And it's like, well, go to the website, check it out, click on it. You'll see it. Simon's truck, my truck, Jesse's truck. So Jesse was with us this year. He's been on the trip a few times. Who remembers Jesse, the snake wrangler? I think his most famous little clip, and he thinks it's the most famous because everyone rang him up and talked to him about it, was when he caught that big massive taipan, I think it was, or an eastern brown. Big brown snake. That thing was a beast. Like, I was shaking when I was touching that thing. Mate, I was absolutely peaking. Like, do you get them down here? Those big, deadly snakes, like this round? Yeah, mate, I don't know about you, but that just scares the heebie-jeebies out of me. Like, that literally, they're man killers, those snakes. They're nuts. So, yeah, I was absolutely peaking when I was holding on to that one with Jesse. So, yeah, that's Jesse's along for the new trip this season. 3 new vehicles. Did I tell you they were brand new before we left? Like, they were minted. Like, I'm not kidding you. Like, mate, I reckon they were the finest looking trucks I'd ever built. Like, right down to the to the, you know, the perfect colour, the perfect wrap on the side, not a mark, nothing on them, eh? They were perfect. I think the little dimples were still on the tyres when we left. You know those little dimples you don't ever want to wear off? Yeah, they were still on it. There wasn't a mark on it. Yeah, until we got back from season 15 and I let Simon and Jase drive my trucks. And then, get this, I also give the camera boys a new D-Max this year because they drive. So literally when Simon gets a new car, the camera boys get the old car, which is a new car for them. So anyway, that particular car last season, and I don't know whether you remember this is the actual car. You'll see what old mate done with it. Bloody, I'd forgotten his name now. I'm trying to wipe that memory from my head. Anyway, no, it wasn't Simon, all right? Anyway, Kyle, you'll see what Kyle did with it last season.
Go on. Away you go.
Oh, you're touching shirt. Oh!
Yeah, we're good. He's committing.
It's actually Rocky just here.
What?
Yeah, it's all Rocky.
Take
there.
your word for it, too.
All right.
Oh! Oh!
All right. Well, this is the only crossing, so we've got no choice. Cole's going to go first. It's a little bit deep. I don't like this quicksand. That quicksand over there, that stuff. Oh, so treacherous, this coast, I'll tell you now. And it's cold. That water is like ice. Righto. What the hell happened?
All right, boys.
What the hell happened?
We got dramas. Get me out.
Are you in trouble?
Did you bolt or did your car die?
No, I don't know. I think
Did you bolt or did your car die? My car is so dead. I got no power, no nothing. Get me out.
he's got a gut full of water.
Yeah.
A snorkel, I bet ya.
I'm filling with water, boys. I'm in park. I've got to try and someone get out of park. Holy crap.
Yep. Is it on?
Oh, man. Oh, my God. You said it wasn't deep. What have you done? You said it wasn't deep.
You get a gutful in your snorkel.
I reckon it must have.
Oh, 100%. It's not a submarine, it's just a four-wheel drive.
Yeah, but look at the distance I had to
I
get
saw
across.
the pace you were hitting it, like... That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. Water rode up the windscreen and into the snorkel. Boom. Gut full of water, stops.
It is very doom and gloom at this point. It's almost very obvious that we're going to be towing this car from here back out. How we're going to achieve that, I don't think anyone really knows at this point.
With the tide on the rise, the team need to get this car to safety fast.
There you go, guys. You see the telltale, these ones? Yeah, that one. That one right there. So you see the that truck now. So that truck last year is now the camera truck, okay? And the camera boys, what do you think they did with it this year? Guess. Exactly the same thing. Yes. So yes, they everyone else got across the river okay, but the camera boys were last, and yeah. So we used to call him Barra Dave. Now we call him just written off Dave. He just writes stuff off now. And when he wants a new car, he just gets rid of that one. I want a new car. I want a new camera car. And he just gets rid of the old one. So yeah, the poor old D-Max copped it. I got that thing going. Took me a while. I got it going. And then we drove. It drove all the way home. It done a whole nother trip. And they got it up in the Kimberley. Well, after the camera boys were finished with it last season, or season 15, she doesn't live again. Poor old D-Max, he destroyed it. But anyway, that's not the only carnage that we had on the latest season of All for Adventure. So I'm going to let you guys have a bit of a look, a sneak peek, a little bit of a look at what we got up to. It's just a couple of clips. You might see the old telltale, this one. See how you go. I'm not going to give too much away. I'm going to try and keep it under wraps as best I can before we actually go to air in November, because I reckon it's going to be an absolute cracking season, this one. Check this out, guys. My mum always said, don't ever cry on national television. I said, I won't. I won't. I wasn't crying, by the way. And I wasn't driving. So I wasn't driving that truck that ended up the upside down. But anyway, so I won't going to tell you too much more about what happened. There was a bit of carnage going on. It was wetter than usual, the wettest we'd ever seen. We did end up in a place called the Kreb track. Is anyone familiar with the Kreb track in Cairns? North of, in the Daintree, the Kreb. It's called the Cairns Regional Electricity Board. And it's a track that follows a set of power lines through the rainforest, up and down these big steep hills. And when we started that track, it was dry. There was no rain. But halfway through, and it only takes, you can really do the track in one day. It took us a couple of days, but not sure why. It started raining. Anyway, halfway along it started raining, and it was supposed to be like 5 mils of rain. Well, it ended up just kept raining and raining and raining. And there was some serious carnage on that track. Very scary track when it rains there. I've heard of people being caught there for a week, stuck for a week, and having to be supplied choppered food in, or supplies into them, to keep them going for that week. So it's a gnarly little track when it's wet. When it's dry, it's pretty cool. But the second it gets wet, it is lethal. So yeah, anyway, that's the new season of All for Adventure, season 15. What do you reckon, guys? You keen for it? That's the go. All right, so it will not disappoint like we haven't done for the last 15 bloody years. We still get out there and have a crack. Someone did ask me just before, Jase, how long do you think you'll be doing it for? Well, I said, I'm not that old yet. I reckon I'll keep having a crack at it, because I do miss it when I'm not out there enjoying this awesome country of ours. I do get withdrawal, so I try and get out there as much as I can. And to film it and to show you guys is even better, because you seem to like it for some reason. Yeah? Is it all right? Yeah, there you go. So I'll keep doing it if you keep watching it. Otherwise, mate, I've got to go. I'm going to head over to the Campos stand there, Campos 4x4. If you haven't checked it out, get over there and have a look. Otherwise, the guy up the road, I think for another hour or two, has buy one caravan, get one free. I'm pretty sure. It's down that way. You head down that way. All right? Imagine that. You can get 2 caravans for the price of 1. That's pretty good. Mind you, the one he is selling is double the price. So I'm not really sure how that works, but you go and ask him how he does it. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for having me. And If you get a chance, more than likely you'll be back tomorrow because you still can't make your mind up on that caravan, can yous? No, you need to have another look at it. All right, thanks, guys.
We hope you enjoyed the show, folks. Jase will be here all weekend, so why not bail him up for a big All for Adventure g'day?
Should we tell them our favourite getaway spot?
Yeah, go on.
It's the Melbourne Caravan and Camping Leisure Fest for the latest and greatest of everything.
Let's get going.